What if one of humanity's most important survival tools wasn't a spear, it was a dog? Thousands of years ago, humans had no walls, no alarms, no security cameras. At night, while humans slept, something had to notice what they couldn't. Sounds in the darkness, predators approaching, movement just beyond the fire, and then wolves started coming closer. But here's the strange part. Humans didn't simply tame them, and the wolves didn't simply become pets. Somehow, two completely different species discovered that staying together could make both of them more likely to survive. So the real question isn't, how did humans domesticate dogs? It's this: did dogs help humans survive before they ever became dogs? At first, humans probably didn't see wolves as allies. They were competitors. Both wanted the same thing: food. Wolves could smell a human camp from far away. They could follow the scent of meat, and when humans left scraps behind, some wolves discovered that staying nearby was worth the risk. But the humans noticed something too. These wolves weren't just eating. They were constantly alert to what was happening around the camp. They could hear movement in the darkness, long before a sleeping human could. And that may have given humans something they never had before: an early warning system. But this was only the beginning, because wolves weren't useful only when danger was nearby. They could do something else, something that could completely change the way humans hunted. They could find prey humans couldn't. But the wolves had another advantage. They could follow a trail humans couldn't. A wounded animal could disappear into the trees, but its scent didn't. A wolf could pick up that scent and keep following it long after the animal was out of sight. Humans had different strengths. We could plan, we could communicate, we could make weapons. But when it came to finding something we couldn't see, our senses had limits. A wolf didn't have that problem. It could follow a trail through darkness, across rough ground, and over distances where humans might lose it completely. And that created something interesting. The wolf could find what the human couldn't. The human could do what the wolf couldn't. Neither species had every advantage, but together their strengths could fit. And that may have made hunting more efficient than either could manage alone. But here's the strange part. Hunting wasn't their biggest advantage. There was another problem humans faced every single night, one they couldn't solve with a spear, or a fire, or even a better shelter: sleep. But hunting wasn't the only advantage. There was another problem humans had to face every single night: sleep. Once the fire went down, humans couldn't stay awake forever. They had to close their eyes. And that was when they became vulnerable. Something could move through the darkness. A predator could come closer without being seen. Humans couldn't hear everything around them. They couldn't smell everything approaching, but wolves could. Their hearing was sharper. Their sense of smell was far better. And if a wolf was already near the camp, it could react to something long before a sleeping human knew it was there. That may have given early humans something incredibly useful: another set of senses around the camp. Humans could sleep, and something else could remain alert. But this raises a much bigger question. Why would a wild wolf stay close to humans in the first place? The answer may have started with something very simple: food. Human camps were full of things wolves could eat: bones, scraps, leftovers. For a wild wolf, that meant an easier meal without having to chase and kill prey every time. But getting close to humans was dangerous, so not every wolf could take advantage of it. The wolves that were too aggressive would be chased away. The ones that were less fearful could get closer, take the food, and survive. And if that happened generation after generation, the wolves living around humans would begin to change. Not because one human suddenly decided to tame a wolf, but because the animals that could tolerate humans had an advantage, and humans had a reason to tolerate them too. The relationship was becoming useful on both sides. But something even more important was happening. The wolves weren't the only ones changing. Humans were getting something from the wolves, and the wolves were getting something from humans: food, information, another set of senses, and eventually, perhaps, help finding and tracking prey. But this wasn't a partnership that appeared overnight. There was no single moment when a human caught a wolf and created a dog. It happened slowly, generation after generation. The wolves that could live around humans became different from the wolves that stayed completely wild. And humans became more comfortable living alongside them. Over thousands of years, that relationship changed. The animal beside the fire was no longer simply a wild wolf. It was becoming something new: a dog. And that's what makes the story so strange. We usually imagine that humans domesticated wolves, but the truth may be more complicated. Humans changed the wolves. The wolves changed the way humans lived. And somewhere along the way, two competing species became partners. The dog wasn't created in a single moment. It emerged from a relationship that neither species had planned.